Let's talk about what Steve Jobs said was one of the main reasons he succeeded with Apple and just in life in general, and that is separating signal from noise. And so when you look at signal and you look at noise, if you don't know what that means, think of signal as the direction that you're going, the goal, the objective, the target, if you're in corporate America, the key performance indicator, the KPI, the vision. That is what the signal is. Signal is also the opportunities. Noise is the distractions, the extra meetings, the networking events that don't lead up to anything, the new business opportunity. And you really need to separate signal from noise. And what do I mean by that? I'll give you a really good example. When I first moved to Dallas, Texas, I was all about the noise because I didn't know anyone and I kind of had to be in the noise. And so I would go to every single networking event. I'd go to every meeting. I'd meet with people, have coffee and lunch and dinners, and I barely got any work done. And I was just trying to meet people, and everyone wanted me to be a part of their projects and their startups and stuff like that. And like looking back, like it made some great, amazing connections, but like if I look at it, maybe there was, one or two deals that happened out of all of the meetings and things like that. I think there's some great relationships I made, but there was a lot of noise and just distractions, and not bad distractions, but just business distractions. And instead of just locking in on what I needed to do, now I'm at a point where I'm all signal and I'm not noise anymore. Like I barely take any like extra meetings unless it's business. I don't just like do freebie lunches anymore and strategy sessions. Like everything is paid for. And it's focused, and there's an agenda to everything I do. And my business and Flow Forward Media and Flow Forward Creative have absolutely skyrocketed because I stopped worrying about the noise. And so if you're in the startup phase, or even in just 5-6 years in the business, 10 years, 20 years in the business, and you're hearing all this stuff about AI, and different startups, and what's hot right now on the market, I'm telling you, most of that, 99% of that, is noise. And it's not signal. It's not something that's going to benefit you. You need to focus on what you've been doing and what's working. And if something isn't working, yes, allow some of that noise to influence you and give you opportunities and a new perspective and a new light on things. And it could streamline and 10x your business. But for the most part, you need to focus on what you're good at and what's working. My mom always used to tell me, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Actually, I think that might have been my dad, because I played college baseball and I'd always want to change my swing while I was doing really well. So remove the noise, and only focus on the signal, the target, the goal, okay? And if you're an entrepreneur and you're just starting out, set a goal, set a target, and just focus on that. There's no need to have extra meetings, extra long meetings, just random one-off lunches. Build the relationships, but really, really focus on your goals. Use the word no more often. I wish I would have done that earlier on. I was a yes man. I'd say yes to everything. I'd do things way too much for free. I'd do everything willy-nilly, and I wasted a lot of time early on because I was so in the noise. Because a lot of times you think noise is opportunity when actually noise is just a distraction. I really want you to sit and think about that. What is an opportunity and what is a distraction? Is it going to benefit you tomorrow, next week, next month? Or is it something that, is a frou-frou one-off thing that's like, oh, maybe it'll benefit me in 20 years? No, that right there is noise. Separate the two. I'm telling you, your business is going to thrive if you can separate signal and noise. Cheers, everybody.